Hello there. Today we are talking about something I know we all need to hear, how to avoid burnout. And if you've ever felt like you're juggling way too much or just need a break, stay tuned because I'm sharing the 3 changes I've made to help bring balance back into my life and avoid that overwhelming feeling of burnout. Hello again and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney and I'm a flower preservationist, educator, and business coach sharing all of my tips and tricks for building and growing your flower preservation business without losing your mind. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you stick around. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more about flower preservation and running a creative business. All right, so let's dive in. So if you're like me, you probably love what you do. I love preserving flowers and I love helping others build successful businesses, but sometimes that love can turn into taking on way too much and running yourself into the ground. And that's exactly what was happening to me recently. I wasn't setting clear boundaries, and honestly I felt like I had to be on all the time. But I don't, and you don't have to be either. Now, before we get started, I do want to preface what I'm about to share with you with the fact that I do this full time. Flower preservation is my full-time job. I don't do this on the side. So what I'm going to share with you first, some of it may not work for you as if you are doing this like as a part-time or side gig, but don't hit that back button because I promise I have some ideas for you part-timers to avoid burnout too. All right, so let's talk about what I did for me to help my business and myself first. So first up, I started making our primary production days be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yep, you heard me right. 3 days of 6 straight hours of flower drying, removing from silica, designing, prepping, mixing, pouring, sanding, polishing, packaging, like everything in between, all of it. And then Saturday and Sunday are reserved for flower deliveries and breakdowns and local pickups. So yeah, we only do 3 days of hard work a week now, and here's why. The production of flower preservation is tedious and mentally and physically exhausting. Especially if you're working on 20 to 30 orders at a time, designing and pouring over 200 ounces of resin over dozens of molds, doing finishing touches, packaging, like every day. This is a job, it's a full workout, and you're not supposed to work out every day. It was just starting to get too much, and my body needed to have some rest and recovery days. I know it sounds counterproductive to tell you to not work as much in order to make your life better, and if you're like me and tend to feel like you need to do it all right now, trust me, you don't. Taking this step back will make such a difference. So let's talk about the second thing I did, which is what I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, which are my off days. Now, I say off in quotes because I'm not completely off the clock, but instead of treating those days like work days, I'm only doing small, low-pressure tasks, like maybe answering emails that day, cleaning up the workspace. I might demold a few pieces that finished curing the day before, but I'm not scheduling anything major. The key here is no pressure on these days. And these are the days that I try to do something that brings me joy, like binge watch my favorite Netflix shows, or go to the antique mall, or go visit my parents. Anything that's not work related. Before this change, I was doing it all every day, and again, I was just drained. Now my Tuesdays and Thursdays are my buffer days where I can catch my breath, catch up on smaller tasks, and maybe even have some time to relax, which I've realized is super important. If you're doing this full time, try to give yourself a couple of buffer days. You don't need to be going full speed 7 days a week. A little break can go a long way. Now finally, this was a big one for me. I've started to stop working at 4 p.m. every single day. I know what you're thinking, but Courtney, what about those last minute orders? And yes, there are exceptions where I might need to have someone come in later to drop off flowers or whatever, but for the most part, 4 p.m. is the cutoff. And here's why this is so important. I was working late into the evenings most nights, and it never felt like my workday was ever ending. My family time, personal time were constantly getting pushed aside, and it wasn't sustainable. So I decided to set a hard stop at 4, and after that, I am done. I get to spend time with my family, unwind, actually enjoy my evenings, and this shift has made a huge difference in how I feel physically and mentally. I'm more energized, and my work quality has improved. And what really got me thinking about this change was noticing how many other small business owners and creatives, especially in our field, seem to be struggling with constant burnout. I've seen recent posts where people are feeling run down, always getting sick, and even having to close their books for the rest of the year because they're so far behind because of everything else. And it's heartbreaking. And I completely understand how you can get to that point. We all want to do best for our clients, but sometimes that means we take on way more than we can realistically handle. Now, I am not saying this to criticize anyone. I've been there too. I was pushing myself to the limit because I thought that's what I needed to be successful. But the truth is, if you're constantly working late into the night, skipping meals, ignoring your need for rest, it's going to catch up with you. And honestly, it's no wonder that so many of us are feeling the effects of burnout. We're creative entrepreneurs. It means we often feel like we have to be on all the time, but it's just not sustainable. Setting that hard stop at 4 has been a game changer for me. I still get everything done, but now I'm doing it in a way that allows me to recharge, stay healthy, and avoid that constant state of stress. Now, I know that for some of you, flower preservation isn't your full-time job. Maybe you're doing this as a side gig after your day job, and you only have a few hours each day to work. So let's talk about some things that you can do, things you need to think about to balance everything so you can get your work done and still enjoy your life and get the rest you need. The first thing I'm going to suggest, extend your turnaround time. Can I get orders done in 12 weeks? Yes, I can. But that would mean working 10 to 12 hours a day doing everything I have to do every single day. And in the beginning of my business, that was my turnaround time. But I realized very quickly that not only was this not sustainable for a happy life, but I was making stupid mistakes that cost me because I was tired and not thinking straight. Now I've doubled that to 6 months. And the thing of it is, I still get my orders done sooner, but I mean, it's always a happy surprise for the client, right? Under promise, over deliver, this is what you want. It's not meant to be a fast process. Take your time and make sure you're working at a pace that keeps you healthy both in mind and body and allows you to produce quality products to your clients. Now, another suggestion would be to figure out how you can work more efficiently. Can you schedule your tasks and to-dos for specific days each week? Pour every other day instead of every day so you can get other tasks done throughout the week as well? Sit down and write out every single thing you do on a sticky note. 1 task per note. I'm not kidding. Write it down. I've done it. It works. Each task now has on the note, make sure you figure out how many hours or how long it takes you to do each one and then how many hours you have each day. Maybe you only have 2 hours on Tuesday, 4 hours on Friday, whatever. Figure it out and then organize your notes into the days where the amount of time for each task on that sticky note adds up to the amount of time you have for that day. And where else can you save time? Can you create pre-written email templates for inquiries so you're not wasting time fully writing each one? Does your website provide enough information so that clients don't have to contact you to ask questions? I promise there are so many things that you could do to help yourself and create a balanced work life. One more suggestion, and this one will probably upset some people, but I'm here to help you, not sugarcoat things, and that's to learn your boundaries and start saying no. You literally cannot take on every client that inquires with you. It's obvious. You're already struggling to keep up with the ones you have. Why add more? Reduce the amount of clients that you take on each week or month and allow yourself the time to produce quality work while also getting the rest you need. But Courtney, how can I turn away money? I could really use it. I understand that, but you could also use some sleep. Your health is more important. And just a thought, how about instead of taking on more clients than you can handle, raise your prices so that you get the same amount with less clients? Think about that one. Once you figure this all out, stick to it and allow yourself to rest. Your creativity and productivity will thank you later. I hope these tips inspire you to make some changes in your own schedule and find more balance and avoid burnout. It's so important to take care of yourself because you can't pour from an empty cup, literally and figuratively. And if you're having trouble and need some help, my 30-day business bootcamp is literally designed for this. I can help you dig through your entire business and process to figure out how you can be more efficient and create a schedule that works for you and your business. There's a link in the description below if this is something you might be interested in. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. And as always, if you ever have any questions about what I discussed today or want to learn something specific, let me know in the comments and I can create a video for you. I'm here to help you grow your flower preservation business in a way that works for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.